If white people sat at the front of the bus and black people sat at the back of the bus, where did Latinos sit? Did we sit in the middle, or maybe there was a color scale of if you were a darker Latino, more towards the back, if you were a lighter Latino, more towards the front? What about job opportunities, schools, water fountain? Did lighter-skinned Latinos get the best of both worlds? Maybe some days they were filling the white fountain, other days the colored fountain. Now the general answer is Latinos were considered colored people. However, there is a lot of nuance to this situation. Now, racist white people, they were smart. They knew that there were so many Latinos in the United States that if they categorized them as colored people, there would be a problem. You can't have black people and Latino people working together, you would be outnumbered. So what do? You divide and conquer. From a legal standpoint, white people decided that Mexicans and Latinos would, for the most part, be considered white. And what Mexican American lawyers then did is they went to the courts and said, hey, if we're legally white, we have to get all the benefits of being white, which put racist white people in a bind. They're like, okay, so we want them to not consider themselves people of color so they don't work with the black people, but we definitely don't want them to consider themselves white like us. So they did what they always do. They used trickery and deceit. They said, okay, fine, on paper you guys are white, but in practice, no one will ever consider you guys white. And so even though they were technically white, signs started getting put up from both white people and black people saying, no Mexicans. And rest assured, even though it said no Mexicans, they meant no Latinos. However, there's still a lot of nuance to it because the region you're in depicted whether it was enforced strongly or weakly. For instance, border towns, a lot of them were like, Mexicans are white, cool, they can come in and buy our food and buy our services, and we're just not going to force the fact that they're not actually white. In places like Los Angeles, where the Chicano movement was born, where Latino pride is the largest in our entire country, they had issues with the police because police were like, no, you guys are colored people, period. In Miami, where there's a lot of light-skinned Latinos, they didn't enforce it because they're like, I can't even tell looking at you guys, so don't even worry about it. This is why Latino pride starts really strong in the left of the United States and slowly depletes the more right you go. As you can see, it's not as easy to simply say, well, legally Latinos were white, so they were treated like white, which is simply not the truth. As well as you can't say that, well, Latinos were colored and they were treated like black people, because once again, that's not true. Sometimes it is, but it depended. The whole reason racist white people try to paint this as white versus black is because they don't want you to realize the truth. It's not white versus black, it's white versus black. Indigenous, Latinos, Asian, Middle Eastern, Jewish, and yes, even other white people. That's right. White people hate other white people. The Irish and Italians did not have a good time here. Hope you enjoyed the video, everyone. Happy Latin Heritage Month, and have a magical day.